This set of training videos from teachertrainingvideos.com is going to show you how to use Photobabble. Photobabble allows you to upload a picture and then add your voice to it and then share that on the internet or embed it into a blog or share it on a social media site like Facebook, Twitter, etc. So great for students if you want to get them speaking. Of course, it could be any language. So if you're doing language teaching in Spanish or in French or in English or in Chinese, it also works. Very quick set of videos, just takes about 4 or 5 minutes, but I will show you a few important tricks. I'll show you how to load pictures and then of course then add your voice. I'll also show you to add pictures using the URL, so in other words taking a picture from the internet rather than uploading it from your computer. I'll show you how to find copyright-free images that you can then use in your Photobabble. I'll show you how to embed the recordings once you've created them, and also how to change the size of the embed if you want to make the embed smaller than the standard code that you will find in Photobabble. And then finally I'll just quickly take you through a few editing and deleting options. Very quick set of videos, really useful tool, very reliable, lots of fun. It's free and great for language speaking. Okay, so this is the interface of Photobabble, and of course you'll need to sign up. So click on the button here. It's www.photobabble.com, and photo spelt with an F. You can sign in using your Facebook account if you have a Facebook account, and you'll simply add in your details to your Facebook account, and then you can sign in that way, and it will of course link through. Or you can sign in the traditional way by putting a username, password, your email address, and then entering the code here and then clicking on the sign up button. So you've got two ways of signing up. Now I've already signed up, so I'm just going to sign in, and if I'll click that to remember me, and I will now enter into the area where you can see my Photobabbles. So we're on the section here, my Photobabbles, and you can see I've made fairly good use of this site. Let's take an example of a Photobabble, and I'm going to click on this one here. And when we open up a Photobabble, all we're going to actually get is a simple picture. Sorry, something happened there. Let's just try again. Sometimes that happens when I'm working with Camtasia. Okay, so it opens up the picture and we can simply play this. So in other words, this is a picture of me many years ago when I had long hair, and you can listen to the recording and I'm telling you about where I was, etc, etc. So very easy for students to create Photobabbles. They simply upload a picture and then add their voice, and then they can share it, and they can share it using all sorts of different devices, Facebook and Twitter, etc, all those different social media. They can also get the link and they can embed it, and I'll show you all of those things as well. So let's get straight on now and create our first Photobabble. So let's create our own Photobabble. So I'm going to I can click on create a Photobabble here, or I can go to my Photobabbles and click on create new. It will take you both to the same page. The first thing we need to do is to bring up a picture. Now there are lots of ways that we can do that. We can sign into our Facebook and grab a photo from Facebook if we want to make use of one of the pictures from Facebook. We can paste in a URL, that is the location of an image on the internet, and I'll quickly show you that. Or we can choose to grab a picture from our computer by clicking here. So I'm going to start by using this one. I'm just going to grab a picture from my computer. I've got various pictures here of me doing presentations and stuff. Just going to grab a photo, so I'll grab this one here and click on open. The picture then will, once I click on this button here, create, will start to load, and you can see it now happening. And then all I'll need to do is to add my voice. So I've used a fairly small picture, which is a really good idea because it makes the picture load very quickly. You will need to wait a few seconds because you need, of course, the Adobe Flash Player to link to your browser so that you can record. So just wait for that to come up on the screen. Click on allow and then click on record, and you can start to add your voice. So just very quickly do it. So this is a picture of me doing a presentation, and at the time I was at the school forum, blah 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 blah. Stop it, and if I'm happy with my recording, I can play and check that I'm happy with it. If I'm happy with my recording, all I need to do now is click on save, and that is now been created. And we've got all options here for sharing, and I'll come back to this a little bit later, but basically now we could send that to the teacher, so the teacher could listen to our recording. I'm just going to show you a couple more things. If we come back to my photo bubbles now, you'll notice that that one is now been added. Let's look at another way of actually accessing pictures on Photobubble. I'm going to quickly go through the process again of creating a photobubble, but this time I'm going to grab a URL. So again, I click on create a photobubble. Now I'm going to go to my blog and I'm going to right click on a picture and I'm going to go to copy link address. In fact, I want copy image URL. It's the image URL that I want. That is, I'm going to copy that there. So that is the actual address of that particular image. Now I'm going to come back to Photobubble. And now simply going to paste in that URL here. So right click and paste. And now I'm going to click on create. And what should happen is that it should link to that particular picture. And there it is. You can see that it's done that. And now I can click on allow and do a recording. Obviously, same thing, you've really got to be very careful and think about copyright, and in the next video I'm just going to show you one way of avoiding the problems of copyright. But if you're using a picture that of course is your own photo and these pictures have been given to me, then there's absolutely no problem, and you're simply linking to that photo on the internet. A quick tip for finding images that are copyright free. Let's imagine that we're looking for pictures of computers. If we go write computers into Google and then go to images, and then if we come over to here and click and go to advanced search, and then in advanced search we can come down to the bottom here and look at usage rights, and we can choose an image that is free to use or share. Click on advanced search and that now will bring up images that are free for us to use and share. So in other words, they've normally been given a Creative Commons license that allows us to use and share them, not for commercial purposes, obviously again just for education. Now you can even be a little bit stricter than that. You could come down here, you've got something called search tools, and I suggest you also use these. One of the things I would encourage your students to do is not to use too big a picture. So if I'm going to click on exactly here and only ask for pictures that are, say for example, let's say a maximum of 300 width, let's do 300 by 300 and see what we find. Click on go, and now all the images that are on the screen are only 300 by 300. That can be a really good idea in terms of working with images, because it means that when you load, if you then download any of these pictures, these are all copyright free images, so we can use them anyway, and we can restrict the size. For example, let's try 200 by 200, which is very common. You often see lots of images on the internet. These images will upload onto Photobubble really quickly because they're fairly small. Then you just need to click on an image and then you can obviously put it into your Photobubble. So really good little tip there, just in terms of making sure that the images that you're using, you've got other ways of searching here as well, different colours, different types. If you wanted only line drawings in your Photobubble, then you could see if there are any line drawing images, etc, etc. So click here and go down to advanced search and then look at the image rights for making sure that your images are copyright free. Okay, so I've showed you two ways of actually creating a photobubble. Just want to point a few things out about your photobubbles if you come back onto the page anyway. So I'm clicking back onto my photobubbles. You can always come in and edit a photobubble easily by just simply clicking on that edit button, and you can also delete a photobubble by simply clicking on here and getting rid of that particular photobubble if you end up having too many or you're not happy with them, etc. And of course, as I've said, you can come in and edit a photobubble very simply here, and within that editing you can more or less do everything. You can go back and re-add your voice. You can change the title of your photobubble. You've also got some tags here that you can add to make your photobubble easier to find, and you can even create certain themes, that is sort of backgrounds, etc. For your particular photobubble as well. As you can see what that looks like there. Now, last thing I want to show you, because it is very easy, is just quickly look at the possibilities for embedding your photobubble into a blog, etc., because that is another option that you've got. just chosen this theme here. When you choose a theme, you need to click on the save button. So I've now saved that theme with that background to it as well. And what I'm going to do now is look at embedding this particular image into, so we just go back to my photo bubble, and we're going to use this one here. Then we're going to embed it into a blog just to show you what that would look like. So let's just click on this particular one that we've just made here. So we're going to open that up. Oh, sorry, same problem again. Let's just try one more time. Open that onto the screen. Good. Now what we're going to do here, we've got various options. One of them here is paste this link into an email or an instant image, so we've got that possibility. But we've also got here the possibility to embed. So I'm just going to click on this one here, right click now, and then first of all I always click select all just to double make sure, then right click again and click on copy. Now I'm going to go to my blog and I'm going to open a new basically a new page or a new entry into my blog, and just going to come down here, make sure that I'm in HTML, and I'm going to paste that code in. There it is, all put in for me, so I didn't have to do any coding or anything, and I'm going to just click on publish. Now what will happen, hopefully, if we now come back and look at that latest entry into our blog, then we should find that, and I didn't put a title for it, so in fact there's nothing there, and I should have put a title at least. We should hopefully see in a minute that the photobabble is added onto the screen, and there it is, nice and on there. And in this case, the point I was making earlier sometimes about the size of, in fact that's really to do with the outside rather than the image itself. Just a little curious thing there, I wondered if we could actually, sometimes you can come in and control the size of the embed, so let's quickly see if we can do that. If you come back, when you copy the code, you'll see it says width and height. Now sometimes you can actually manipulate these, so let's just give that another try. I'm going to come back and I'm going to click on new post again, and this time I am going to remember to give it a title, so I'm going to write photobabble at the top here, and then I'm going to move down here and paste that in, but I'm just going to change that. I'm going to just put that down 100, so I'm going to put that to 500, and I'm going to put that to 550. So I've taken 100 off. Now that's really, I should do this equal as a percentage, but just to very quickly show you if this is possible, because you may want to make your embed code and the embed a little bit smaller. I'm going to click on publish and just see if that makes any difference. Let's have a quick look now. If I come down here and click on view, whether or not the photobabble that we embed is a bit smaller onto the screen, you may find, and there it is. Okay, so that's a little tip if you want to make your photobabble a bit smaller when you embed it into your blog. You can actually just change the size of the width and the height. You can find more of the help videos that you've just seen there, the photobabble one. There's many more on www.teachertrainingvideos.com. There is a newsletter that you can sign up to here, and that newsletter now has more than 17,000 people signed up to it. Just put in your name, email and your organisation institute, and you can subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, just close it and you can visit the website. There's all sorts of content here. All you need to do is just click through, or this here at the top of the screen, and then choose any of the tools that you want to learn. And you can see, for example, on this first page we've got Dropbox and we've got Smartboards, we've got different vocabulary tools. If we come, for example, to Flip Your Class, then you've got all sorts of stuff for sound and for PowerPoints and for podcasting tools, etc, etc. So if you want to make use of this site, you've also got the top 20 where the most popular training videos, and you'll see a list here of currently the most popular training videos on the site, and that's www.teachertrainingvideos.com, and everything is completely free.